That's the first look. When the negative company is family, I will say that it is challenging, and it's not easy, especially if you still live with your family. It can be quite difficult. But believe it or not, you can still be respectful. You can be respectful, but when it comes to your plans, when it comes to what you're doing, you need to seek God. If your family is not on the side of helping you progress. Now, first of all, your plans to progress must be godly. Your plans to progress must be genuine. They cannot be haphazard, right? So that's the first thing. I'm not going to tell you to go ignore your family when your plans need prayer, okay? So you have to make sure that you have fasted, you have prayed, you're focused on those things. Because when you know that this is the will of God for your life, your family, you have to ask God to help align your family into your vision. Because you're right, when you're certain persons you can't get rid of, but you may have to ask God to help align them into your vision to help your vision go forward, right? And I'm going to tell you something, only God can change people.
That's right.
Right? Because sometimes when you move out of that circumstance, you actually make things worse, because some of the persons that will stick with you through thick or thin is family. So once again, it goes back to the meditation, the dedication in the Word of God, the time with God to say, God, what do I do next? And you have to pray and say, God, I need you to help me to align the plan that you have for me and let my family see it. So that's going to be prayer. I want to say that one is actually prayer, because you can't always walk away from your family. Some can, not all can. And I do know persons who've actually stepped away from their family in order for them to move forward in their life, but they've actually closed the door. And no matter how bad family is, guys, never close the door to family.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen that you may need them. So in that case, I think that one it's gonna be prayer. You do have to start praying about the aligning of the plan.
Yeah, because I was thinking that you could actually not include them in your plans or not let them know what's happening, but then it can cause another situation.
And you know what, Marsha, it actually depends on what the plan is.
Yeah.
It depends on what the plan is, right? Because sometimes if they don't mean any good for you, you're in a whole other ball game. And that's the reason why our answer is really honestly so rounded. It's not very specific, because your plan could be great and they mean bad for you. Or maybe your plan is not so good and they're actually looking out for you.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know what, I will never give that specific answer because I don't know what your circumstance is. You have to go back into prayer and follow the steps we talk about. Plan, seek God, confirm, affirm, and move on.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. I'm scrolling to see if there are any other questions.
I didn't see any. I think Princess said it. Everything was good with that answer.
Okay, so great. All right. Do we have any more questions, guys? I see Martina just joining. Hi, Martina. We're about wrapping things up here.
Yes.
Yeah, we spoke about, what did we talk about? The brick walls in your lives are there for a reason, and trust me, she did go at it, and believe me, I was cornered. I have to be totally honest, because I'm so guilty sitting here this evening, and I mean, as I always say, these things are for everybody. I can't exclude myself. Like, all of us need help.
Definitely, even myself.
Yeah. And sometimes when you're talking, you're reminding yourself that, hello, you need to be doing this. But trust me, I made my notes. I have 3 pages of notes. 4, including my circles. Including my circles, guys. And it was so amazing. Trust me, I'm going to put things into action here.
Awesome.
Like sometimes you say, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to start next week. But next week never comes. Yeah.
Yep. Next year.
Yeah. So, any final words, Shannon, before we go?
Honestly, I think for everybody, just know that you can always write a new page in your life. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can always write a new page in your life, no matter what has happened, no matter the discouragements or the persons who are around you. If you feel that you're stuck, you can write a new page in your life. You can start over, but do it this time with a plan in place. And like I said, Habakkuk 2 verse 2, Proverbs 13 verse 12. Keep those scriptures in mind and affirm yourself. You know, do the things that will keep positivity around you. But at the same time, be realistic. Do not be so positive to the point where you miss the warning signs of danger. Because there are going to be persons that, you know, God will send in your life to warn you. It's not a brick wall, it's a warning.
Warning, yeah.
It's a warning, and that's different than a brick wall. So please don't confuse them.
Yeah.
Try your best to always put things before God if you're not sure. Seek someone who's been in that particular position before. Seek that mentor if you can find a mentor.
As you said that, I'm so sorry to disrupt, but do you think, and this is probably off track, but do you think that God would answer you or say me, Marsha, and I don't understand the answer He gave me?
Yes.
He will.
There are many persons who receive visions, dreams, who receive a word, and they're completely dumbfounded, don't know what to think of it. Yeah. And the word of God actually says you must seek interpretation. You must seek interpretation of that word. And we do have persons in the spiritual realm in the church that are interpreters. There are very few. I will be honest with you. Yeah. The world we're living in today, there are very few persons who are spiritually connected in a way to be able to interpret that for you. And so if you have somebody who you can trust to just say, this is what happened, do you know what that may be? You want to be able to connect with them and say, help me to understand it. But the word of God does tell us that we should, you know, pray about those things to try and get clarification, because God is not trying to send you a message that you don't understand. If God is going to send you a message and yourself for some reason cannot comprehend it, you need to go back to the person who sent the message. When we go to someone else who doesn't know what's going on in our lives, it's like asking a person from a different country to interpret your language and tell you what to do. That makes no sense. So go back to the sender of the message and ask God to interpret that piece for you.
Wow. Awesome. Charlene, if there are no other questions, I see the hearts going out. Oh my goodness. Man, my eyes. Listen.
Well, we've had a good hour and a half so far. So if there are no other questions, I mean, thank you, Miss Marsha, for having me tonight. I do appreciate the opportunity to speak with persons in regards to this, and I hope it was a blessing.
I'm looking forward to having you again, Charlene, whether here or other places. But seriously, you need to come to Jamaica to one of these big motivational conferences and listen. You have so much. I just sat here and I was just listening to you. I have so much to give to people. See, a woman that wears many hats. That's right. That's how I introduced her. That is how I introduced her. She has so many hats.
Thank you, Colleen. That's one of my little sisters.
It's just the tip of the iceberg. We will definitely be happy again on a different topic. Just as how God wants it to be. And Charlene, I have to say thank you. When I asked, you just said yes, and thanks be to God, it is what it is tonight. And I was blessed. I'm sure many persons are blessed. I have things here written down that I need to go fix my life up and come again. No, serious business.
No, that's good.
So very much. We can look out for further comments, because I'm going to ask you to save this video when you when you end the live. Just hit save or share as whatever. It will give you the option. Click.
Bless you. Now they're going, are you sure? What do I do next? All right. Okay. All right.
I know. Please share it on your page so that we can go back and we can watch it. All right?
Wonderful.
All the best, and we will be in touch.
God bless everybody. Have a good night, and thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.